Hola, buenos días. Espero que estén muy bien. We are beginning our third week, and this is about halfway through. So I just wanted to record this video to let you know that I have been very impressed with your work. Most of you are on top of things and keeping up with the daily schedule, and that is wonderful. That is the best way to do it, okay? I know there have been some technical difficulties for some of you, and I'm glad that you contact me right away. The number one solution that I offer you, and most of the time it's the what solves the problem, is to change browsers. Sometimes my Spanish Lab works better with a different browser. In my computer, which is a Mac, it works better with Firefox. But you have to try different browsers if, for example, you can't get a quiz to open or some other activity to work. Change browsers, and usually most of the time that is what all it takes. Okay. Let's see. I have been very happy with the voice threads. I listen to each one of you, and everybody seems to be making an effort to pronounce correctly, and that is wonderful. So we're here in week 3, and so day 1 you didn't have a voice thread, but I guess you have already figured it out. But I usually send you an invitation to participate in your email. But you can also go from here, from Open Class. You go to voice thread, and it tells you which slide you have to record in. You don't have to do it all at one time. Because each slide corresponds to the topic that we're covering that day. So that is how things work better. If you cover a topic and do your activities in my Spanish Lab, and then you go to VoiceThread. So when you click on go to VoiceThread, it's going to show you the whole VoiceThread, but you just have to do the picture, the slide that is specified there. Okay. So for example, this week, today, Tuesday, when it tells you photo uno, all you have to do is record the voice thread for this one slide. And here I explain to you what you have to do. Okay, so very good. Let's go back then. Well, I don't know if we can. Yeah, I've just a couple of things that I want to mention with the voice threads, with the pronunciation, which I am very impressed with the work you're doing. Most of you are doing great. The vowel sounds are incredible. They're very good. Remember that when you have two vowels together, in the numbers especially, with the numbers it gets a little tricky because you have numbers like 30, and so you have these two vowels together. Okay, you have to pronounce both. 30, 30, 30. And then you have the reversed order. For example, siete. You have here e, and here ie. And sometimes it's very common for English speakers who are learning Spanish to reverse the order or try to make one sound out of two vowels, which is very common in English but not in Spanish. Okay, so make sure you're pronouncing both. 30, 30, and siete, siete. Another number that a few of you had a little bit of difficulty with was cuatro. Well, you have here two vowels, but that wasn't the problem. The problem is that instead of saying cuatro, you said cuarto. Okay, here you reverse the order of RT and TR. Cuatro is the number 4. Now, cuarto is 1/4. Okay, a quarter. Like when you learn to tell the time, you say tres menos cuarto. Okay, so they're different. One is cuatro, and the other one is cuarto. All right, so that's something I picked up in just a few of you. Also, the sounds of the consonants, especially the T and the D. Okay, they have to be very soft. You have to put your tongue touching the back of your teeth. The and the, okay? Especially when you say cuatro, okay? The TR, if you say t, there is no way you can roll the R if you say t. Okay, so but if you say t, tr, tr, cuatro, 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 okay? And the same here with the word madrastra, okay? That has DR and TR, okay? DR and TR. So if you pronounce these, the D and the T, very strong like you do in English, it's impossible. It's not that you can't, it's that you're doing the consonant wrong. And so the R sound is impossible to pronounce if you're doing the strong T or D. But if you say the and the, then you can go madrastra, madrastra, madrastra. It's very possible, okay? Very possible. It actually, anybody can do it if you do the sounds correctly, okay? Let's see, what else? Also, the H is always silent, always, always. What I picked up in just a few of you was the sound hermana or hermana, okay, for brother, or sister, hermano, hermana. The H is always silent. So just pretend like it's not there, except for when it's CH, which is the sound ch, okay? But otherwise, when you see an H, just pretend like it's not there. Hermano, hermana, okay? Muy bien. I think those are the only things that I have to comment about your pronunciation, but otherwise, I am very impressed with how well you pronounce the words. The vowel sounds are very, very, very good. The A, E, I, O, U. And how you all make an effort to say things slowly. Okay, when you're learning a language, it doesn't help to try to, do it fast because you have to concentrate on the sounds. And in Spanish, each letter needs to be pronounced, okay? So great job, and continue to do that. Just take your time, and also before you record, just write it down. I know some of you do. I can tell that some of you are reading what you wrote down, which is good. To prepare beforehand, and you know that you have to hit save for your recording to be saved. If you record and you don't hit save, it's not going to be there. Okay. Muy bien. About your discussion threads, each week you have one. Okay. No, I don't want to say this. Thank you. So, for example, in week 2, you had a discussion about welcoming somebody to your family, and you had to describe your family, and you all did very, very, very good. I'm very impressed at how you interact with each other. Try to go back from time to time and see what people have commented on your post, okay? Because that's the idea, to interact with each other. Okay, I didn't comment on anybody because I thought your interaction was so good that I decided to just stay out of it. But I do read, as you can see, I read each one of your posts. Okay, and I thought it was very good how some of you went back and forth, interacting and answering the question that a classmate asked you, which is that is the idea here. Okay, to interact and to use what you have learned in this particular chapter. Okay, don't try to go beyond and try to impress anybody with how much you know about the future tense or the past tense or anything like that. Because that's when I can tell that you have been messing with electronic translators. Okay, so just stick to what you learned in this chapter, because that's the idea, to practice, to put into practical use what you learned in this chapter. And you all did really, really, really well. One thing I need to comment that I saw in a lot of you, but it takes time to get this idea, because in English it doesn't work that way. Just remember, for now and for future reference, that nouns have gender and number, okay? So they're either going to be feminine or masculine, okay? And they're either going to be singular or plural. Okay, so anything that modifies a noun has to agree. So if you say mi familia es, and then you're going to offer me, continue here with 1 or 2 or 3 adjectives. Familia, okay, is singular and feminine. So anything that comes after familia has to be feminine and singular. So if you say mi familia es simpática, okay? It has to be in the feminine form and in the singular form. Or if you say yo soy, if you're a girl, you want to say I'm tall and I'm, I don't know, hardworking, okay? If you're a girl, you're going to say alta, right? Y trabajadora, because you're a girl. Now, if you're a guy, you're going to say yo soy alto, right? Y trabajador, okay, because you're a guy. So it has to be in the masculine and singular. All right, and then if you're describing my parents are mis padres son. So when you have two of them together and you have a man and a woman, we're going to use the neutral, which is the masculine form. Mis padres son. I can't think of any other adjective other than simpático and let's see, buenos y what else? Son bajos, they're short, okay, so you have to use the plural and the neutral form, which is the masculine. So anything that modifies a noun, right, has to agree in gender and number. So if a noun is singular and feminine, the adjective that describes it has to be in the feminine and singular. The same thing with articles, el, or la, or los, or las. If the noun is singular and feminine, you're going to use la. If it's singular and masculine, you're going to use el. Okay. So that's the only thing that I noticed, which is completely understandable. Okay, and it comes with time to understand that. Another thing that it's a little misunderstanding that some people have, but it's not very common. To say me llamo es, okay? When you say me llamo, what comes after here is your name, all right? You don't have to use the verb es. Me llamo Carolina, okay? Because what you're saying here literally is I am called, okay? This is what me llamo means. It doesn't mean my name is, okay? It means I am called, and so after that, you put your name, okay? Or mi mamá se llama, okay? And then the name, okay? Raquel. My mom's name is Raquel. Mi mamá se llama Raquel, okay? Because it means she is called, and then the name. Now, there is another way. You can say, my name is, literally. You can say, mi nombre es. Okay, in that case, you are going to use the verb. Mi nombre es, my name is. That literally means my name is. Okay? All right, but when you say me llamo, you don't have to use another verb because this is a verb right here. Okay, so me llamo and then the name. Or se llama and then the name. Not me llamo es. Okay? That is not how this expression works. Okay, so that's another thing I noticed. See, I'm trying to look at my notes here. And then something else that I noticed that it is okay because we are going to cover that topic in later chapters. I think in the next 2 chapters is something with the verb tener. And let's see. Oh, and the verb gustar. Okay, me gusta, whatever. Okay, but these 2 things are going to come back in the next 2 chapters. Okay, this mainly when you talk about age, in English you say I am 20 years old. Okay, so you use the verb to be in English. In Spanish, we don't use the verb to be when we talk about age. When we talk about age, we use the verb tener. Okay, you're going to say yo tengo 20 años. Okay, but that's something that's coming up. Okay, so a few of you used the verb to be with age, but it's okay, it's understandable. We're going to cover that in the next chapter or 2, okay? But other than that, I am extremely happy with how you're doing the discussions. Keep it up and interact with each other as much as possible. Don't try to go beyond what you have, what you know up to this point, okay? Up to this point, for this week, you can use anything you have learned since the beginning of the course, but don't try to go beyond that because that's how when you get in trouble. And you make it difficult for other classmates to understand what you're saying. Okay, so just stick to what you know that we have covered in this course, because that's the idea, to put into practice what we are learning. Okay, very good. So I think that's all I have to say about how things are going so far. Keep it up. You're doing a great job, and as usual, let me know if you have any questions or problems or concerns, and you know that I'm always here for you. Okay? Tengan una muy buena semana. I hope you have a great week. Adiós. Hasta luego.